Hey there, Warrior Collective again. It's MJ, the modern Shaolin. Again, I'm here at the temple to share some more Shaolin wisdom with you all. Today, I'm going to be looking at some strength exercises. Now, Shaolin is an art form that's been around for thousands and thousands of years. People are always asking what sort of things I do to obviously maintain a good, strong, healthy physique. And in fact, as Confucius said, it's very, very simple. Simplicity is the key to brilliance. So today I'm going to show you my go-to exercises which will hit the entire body and help you stay in great shape. In fact, this video is taking place just after lockdown and I haven't been to a gym for over 6 months. These are the sort of exercises that I do day to day to keep good health, good strength and good mobility in my body. The first one, very common, very basic, but often overlooked, is the push-up. The push-up is by far the king of upper body training, and it's a calisthenics movement, which means it requires zero equipment and can be done anywhere, anytime, by anyone. I used to do hundreds and hundreds of push-ups when I lived out in China. So I'm going to show you my way of doing the push-up and some of the tips around the push-up that you can practice at home or in the gym that you train in. So down onto the floor. First thing we want to do is obviously get ourselves set. This is key. I see a lot of people flaring at the elbows, which is not good at all. It puts a lot of pressure on the delts and it's very likely that you're going to cause injury and you're just not going to build up the sort of strength that you're looking for. I'll demonstrate. So we don't want the elbows flared out like this. And you'll see already that my chest is barely close to the floor. That's because the range of motion, in fitness we call the range of motion ROM, R-O-M, is cut short because of the shoulder positioning. So instead, what I want to do is bring my elbows down and suddenly I can create a lot more range. So this is how, and I like to do my push-ups on my fist. So I'll start on my hands, and by all means, you can do it on your knees. No shortcuts, okay? Don't cheat the push-up. Doing knee push-ups is absolutely fine. So I'm gonna be in this position, and without flaring the elbows, I'm going to bring the elbows in, which you see straight away allows me to get my chest to the floor, and I'm going to come straight back up, down and up, down and up. San, Si, Wu, Liu, Qi, Ba, Jiu, Shi. That was a quick 10 push-ups. Quite typically throughout my week, throughout my day in fact, I do hundreds and hundreds of push-ups. I'll go 10 for 10 to get to 100, 20 for 5 to get to 100, and I'll do this throughout the day, throughout all of my workouts. It allows me to build good strength in my arms and chest, keeps my mind disciplined and focused, and keeps me looking how I would like to look. There are some more advanced versions of the push-up, which if you get a bit bored of the typical push-up, you can put into practice. So I'm gonna show you, let's see. We'll go for 5 or so of my favorite push-ups. The first one, very simple, is going to be the fist. Great way to condition the fist without putting too much additional effort into your training. So whenever you do push-ups, fist down onto the floor, just like that. From there, we're going to go into one that I saw when I was a very young kid, which is called the Drunken Push Up, which is developing wrist strength. So perhaps not in the UFC, but in a lot of martial arts, there's typical practices of joint locking, where you use the joints to lock your opponent. So we want to strengthen as martial artists, we want to strengthen these joints so we can defend ourselves as best as possible. So this is the Drunken Push-Up. Quite challenging. If you are going to try these, please be careful. So we put our wrist down onto the floor and we can do push-ups and we can either mix and match. So we've got the fist to Drunken Push-Up. Okay, that's 2 variations. Some of the other variations require a little bit more agility, body control, spatial awareness. This next one, I'm going to go sideways. It's called the Superman. This one's quite fun. I'm not sure how visually pleasing it's going to look to you guys, but if you film it on your iPhone in slow motion, it can look really cool. And by all means, training is about looking cool. I train all day, every day, and you want to make sure you're excited and passionate about your training. Otherwise, you'll end up dropping off. So always find a way to enjoy your workout. It's not always about fighting, and it's not always about looking good. It's about having fun and staying motivated. So this is the Superman push-up. I like this one. Again, you can do it in your hands or your fists, however you feel comfortable. You're going to jump off your hands and feet and hit like a little horizontal line, more so in the air. I'll go for a few reps so you get the gist. Here we go. Yeet. Just like that. Okay, that's 3. Let's go for a couple more. The next one, which is quite famous for the Shaolin warriors, is the iron finger. So for this one, again, if you're going to try this, be very careful, because at the beginning your fingers can be quite weak. This is just one of the elements to train the fingers, but there's quite a few other ones which are very important as well. But to start with, very straightforward, you go with 5 fingers and we go down and up. It's pretty easy, that one, and that one builds good finger strength, and finger strength can be used for grabbing muscles, joints, blocking, all sorts of bits and pieces. So it's a good skill to develop. Now, if you're really keen to develop your finger strength, what you want to do is take away your thumb. Just because the position of your hand when your thumb is on the floor, it leaves your fingers in quite a weak, vulnerable position. Whereas when we train our fingers, actually where we want to be is in an upright position, so that we have the pressure stacked up on our fingers, which means we actually can't use our thumb. So progressing forward, we don't take away the little finger and continue to use the thumb. Instead, we continue using the little finger, but we take away the thumb. Let's see how I get on. So 4 fingers, no thumb, just like that. And again, we don't want to flare the elbows, and we want to get full range of motion. Next, we go for 3. So we take away that little finger, still no thumb, we go down and up. From there, we take away the next finger, now we have 2. And this is the most typical number that you'll see people practicing finger push-ups, because at this stage, you can still incorporate the 2 points of where your fingers are to help you stabilize. So this is kind of where you want to build your finger push-ups to if you're doing high reps. At the moment, my goal is to do about 100 reps of this a day. So right here, we go down and we come up. Now it gets really difficult. The next one is 1 finger. But what you can do to start out with is you can go 2 fingers on one hand, 1 finger on the other hand, and you can bounce between the 2. Obviously, just like with strength training compared to hypertrophy or endurance training, this is a strength exercise. So you're probably going to be hitting low reps. So maybe 1 to 2 reps, have a long extended break, and then go again. But over time, you'll build up the strength to eventually be able to do a handstand on your fingers where you can support your entire body weight. So I'm gonna give it a shot, 1 finger of each hand. Let's see how I do. Here we go. And there you have it. A little bit of a burn, and this is where I said one of the other elements that comes into play, which is finger conditioning. If you've seen one of my other videos where I spoke about iron core conditioning, fingers are the same. You can use a stick and hit your fingers, or with your fingers, you can hit into a hard surface, which kind of relaxes the joints, the muscles and tendons in the fingers, helps with recovery, just like with any other form of massage, which in turn allows you to progress quicker. 1 more push-up, I said 5. 1 more push-up. Another fun one is clapping push-ups, and there's a few progressions that I'm going to show you. The first one is the clapping push-up, which again, if you're into martial arts and fitness like I am, you've probably been doing since a very young age, but I'll show you guys what it looks like right here. Then from that position, you can play around with it, which needs a lot more explosiveness from your muscles, just like with punching. In a fight, whether it's boxing or another form of martial arts, you want to have strength and power in the arm, but you want it to be explosive. So this one, you need an explosive push-up, obviously, to explode up off of the floor, even for the regular clap. Now what we're going to go for is a clap behind the back, clap in front of the back, then down onto the floor. So this is a double clap. So we're here. As we do the push-up, we have to push with our arms, explode up nice and high, get a clap behind our back, in front, and land back in the push-up. Just like that. From that position, you can then go a little bit more advanced, and this will be the last kind of regression or progression for this movement. We're going to go for the triple clap. So instead of going behind in front, we're going to go in front, behind, in front. These skills right here, as useless as they may be to some, they can actually be very, very effective. Remember, everything is yin-yang. There's a balance. There's a positive and negative to everything. As Bruce Lee said, knowing is not enough, we must apply. So if you know that, now you apply it. So I can build great spatial awareness, confidence, speed, agility, power. The list goes on. So have fun with it. Not everything has to be directly linked to a fight, but you want to be able to use whatever your body can do to have fun and continuously train. Again, remembering that consistency is key. So this is the triple clap. It's a little tricky, but have some fun with it, play around, and you'll get it in no time, and you'll see how fun it can actually be compared to regular push-ups. So we're going to go clap in front, clap behind the back, clap in front, land. Get ready? Right here, right now. Boom. Just like that. Actually, doing high reps of that is very, very challenging. It puts a lot of pressure on the arms. You have to be very quick. It builds up agility and speed.